Bitcoin is the new gold standard. Many modern-day economic disasters have happened despite Bitcoin being around, not because of it. Bitcoin could not be considered as ever being prevalent in these countries, and so they can't be considered the cause. It has always just been a bystander, an alternative or an exit. And even if in some twisted world it is considered the cause, despite it having helped so many people gain financial freedom, the outcome cannot be changed because Bitcoin cannot be stopped. It can only be slowed down. To stop Bitcoin would be stopping all the fundamental laws of human nature and value fluctuations, which have stood true for the 100,000 or so years humans have held value on this planet. The 2008 global financial crisis happened before Bitcoin ever existed. And so did the stock market crashes of 1987, 1997 and 2000. And the OPEC oil crisis of the 1970s. And the Great Depression at the end of the 1920s. The historic record tells a clear story. The presence of Bitcoin, if anything, actually prevents overexuberance in the market. It discourages policymakers from overprinting their currency or excessively lending out loans people can't afford to repay. These situations will undoubtedly just eventually lead to a huge market correction on the downside, otherwise known as a crash or a depression. The continual existence and exerted pressure of Bitcoin serves as a gold standard for all money and all cryptocurrencies that prevents excessive false production and the excessive lending out of funds, which are created out of thin air. This is what the gold standard did in the past, when currency was redeemable for gold. And this is what Bitcoin will do now and in the future, while fiat is redeemable for Bitcoin. Modern-day fiat was originally born out of its claim that it was as good as gold. It then gradually lost this claim over the years, and people forgot that the fiat itself was only initially valuable because of this claim. Bitcoin will bring back to the world this fundamental claim and anchor. It will bring back, like a phoenix, the gold standard of currency value. This gold-based standard of currency value, it is already doing for all alternative cryptocurrencies, altcoins. Mark these words on your calendars. Bitcoin will, if it hasn't yet already, do for all fiat government and bank-issued currencies what gold did for it before this. It will become the gold standard. This will surely happen because in the long run, currency can only retain its value at marginally above its cost of production. And Bitcoin's cost of production will only keep getting more expensive. Only those currencies which can be easily converted into Bitcoin will have significant value in the global economy. Those currencies that do not allow conversion will struggle. There will be massive capital flight. The reason why there will be 100% guaranteed to happen capital flight for currencies that cannot be easily converted into Bitcoin is super logical and super obvious once we consider it. The reason there will be unstoppable capital flight is because the smartest investors in the world and the richest people in the world and the people who have acquired most of the wealth in the world and who have proven their competency and skills at managing money will not accept this. These people, or whales, already invest in and back cryptocurrency or otherwise invest in and back other assets besides fiat. They do not store the majority of their wealth in fiat currency, which they know is guaranteed to deflate in value in the long run. So they will panic and take extra efforts to withdraw their wealth into more stable forms of wealth. Any banning of crypto will only prevent the poorest people of society and the least financially savvy and least knowledgeable people of society from purchasing cryptocurrency or even acquiring any significant wealth for that matter, since their wealth will be eaten away by inflation. The financially savvy ones and the knowledgeable ones will still purchase cryptocurrency or other assets. The bottom line is, the fiat value of all non-convertible to Bitcoin currency will diminish in value towards the number zero. Banning crypto will, if anything, serve as the catalyst or reason for why people need to get out of the fiat in the first place. The value case of Bitcoin becomes clearer and clearer. Because the people know that the value of their currency cannot remain stable in these circumstances. Bitcoin will never ever be the currency whose value becomes zero. And if it is not Bitcoin, then it will just have to be fiat. The best that can be hoped for with fiat is for there to be stable inflation as opposed to hyperinflation. The prohibition of converting Bitcoin to fiat currency in some jurisdictions will have no impact on the global value of Bitcoin. It would take a complete ban of cryptocurrency from over 99% of all the nations of the world for crypto to start showing signs of struggling. This is a certainty because the prohibition of gold trading in the past in some locations had no long-term negative effect on the value of the gold. And gold is physical and much easier to ban than digital security-coded cyber money is. Once people are aware of this, and once they are convinced of these facts, they will hedge their bets or hedge their assets with cryptocurrency. The previous gold standard provided a base standard with which all assets could be compared and with which currency could be converted into and out of. It maintained stability because the gold itself was stable in supply. Once Bitcoin, the new digital gold standard, becomes more widely adopted and used, it too will usher in a new age of economic stability and growth and prosperity, much like the old gold standard did between 1944 and 1971 for all those who adopted it. These things will bring with it inconceivable wealth and prosperity after a period of economic adjustment, with the biggest winners being those which have promoted fiat's easy redeemability for Bitcoin. Only global good will come from all of this. Good which hardcore crypto enthusiasts have fought every day to bring to reality. Never again will currency lending institutions have the power to lend excessively while staying completely immune to any negative crashes resulting from their excesses. Never again will people need to fear the devastating effects of the poor economic policy decisions of the few. Never again. Never again.